It is 10:48 PCOS Awareness Month. Joining us live this morning is Nusrat Hidayatullah. Now we spoke about how it's called, what causes it, and that it requires a lifestyle change. So we were inundated, Nusrat, when we put this up earlier this week on Facebook and on Instagram, etc. A lot of women obviously that messaged in saying I've just been diagnosed, I don't know what to do, or I'm trying to do all the good things but I'm still not losing weight, etc. So, I mean, this requires a much broader and then yet specific discussion. But what can one do today if one has PCOS? Like, what are some things they need to... how do they strategize? How do they begin?
Okay, so we must recognize that everything is nutrition. Everything. Okay, so where we said it's like 70-30 and 80-20 and work out and eat clean and it's distribution. I mean, for me, everything is what you eat. Because you're putting it inside of you and it is literally forming who you are. So we must recognize that. So now at least, I mean, a majority of the things we're dealing with now are related to nutrition. So you clean up your nutrition and you're going to get rid of a lot of your problems.
Right.
So PCOS leads into diabetes, heart conditions and things like that. So now say you're much older and having had PCOS for a while and all the irregularities associated with it and the obesity and all of that, if that is also coming through, because there are like lean PCOS cases as well. With all of that, now you've developed a heart condition, which you could have, now you're on medication for heart condition. Like, with something that could have been dealt with clean nutrition from the scratch, right? So that is something that is very important to me. So we have to clean up what you're eating, and then we have to bring in movement and other wellness things. Now, these are things that are going to help you in life in general. The fact that it's curing or solving your PCOS is just a side thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just healthier and better, so you don't have this thing to deal with.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, in terms of nutrition, like I said, you want to clean out all the bad things and you want to add the good things. So now in terms of good things, and it depends on how herbal you want to get about this. So there's a bunch of spices that you can use and seed blends and things like that. Keeping in account if you're using seeds and nuts and things like that.
Because you've got to use the right amount of right seeds too, right? That's another discussion.
So if you're adding that to your protocol, you can't be having hefty meals and then having like a handful of nuts because you think it's going to help you because then it won't.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to keep in mind the requirement of your body in terms of nutrition, like what the figures your body requires to function and then do the workout that you're doing or whatever, and then the quality of the ingredient, and then keeping in mind some things that you can supplement with and a wellness protocol. So in terms of a workout now, you might imagine that you don't want to do something too hectic because that might increase your cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone, and then has an effect on your other hormones and your androgen production, which is a discussion that takes place when it comes to working out with PCOS. So again, you might imagine, don't do HIIT, for example. Don't stress yourself out too much.
Or any weight training, strength training kind of thing.
I've usually come across HIIT concerns.
Okay.
Right? Because that is it's more of an hectic. If you're doing weight training, for example, it's in a different state, right? You might not have the same amount of cortisol production as you would think that you would have with an HIIT protocol. It's different for different people depending on how long you've trained and so on and so forth. So I would add that if you're doing an intense workout, you want to do that not for an excessively long period of time, which is the thing with HIIT to begin with. So if you're going to do HIIT for like 45 minutes, then you are not doing yourself a favor. If you're doing it every day, for example, unless you're already like an athlete state, right? And you have a different sort of endurance. And then also mental endurance, that's a different thing. So you don't want to be doing things that are too excessive. That might not be the best thing for you. So restrict your workout to like 25, 35 minutes, which is what I tell people anyways, on a lifestyle basis. You don't need to be like, gung-ho in the gym for like 2 hours.
There's this perception that I need to be solid 1 hour, 2 hours.
Because it depends on what your goal is in life. Now, are you an aesthetic person? Are you a longevity person? Are you a wellness person? Are you a health person? Like, what is your ideology? Why are you working out? Are you working out to improve the standard of your living and the length of your life? Are you working out to increase your muscle mass because it's aesthetically more appealing to you? Because having that muscle mass doesn't necessarily mean you have that strength. Right?
Right.
So is that what you like? If you like that, that's what you like.
That's what you like.
You know, are you working out to soothe your soul, to meditate? That's what you like. You know, so there's different like ideologies, which means you need to train in that way as well for that. But over here, for example, I'm a longevity person.
Okay.
Right? So we do HIIT because it's a longevity thing. We do like eating protocols are very clean. They're not excessive in any macronutrient. So all of that breeds into the fact that, and we're not also in terms of, we're not overdoing anything. So we're keeping things limited because we want your standard of living to improve. So we don't want wear and tear. For example, so HIIT is non-injury because we're not using a heavy load on the body. So weights are like say 4 kgs, 6 kgs, 8 kgs. You're not compromising your joints. Yeah. And then you get endurance through the momentum. So it's a longevity thing. And then so if you're talking to someone like me, then I would suggest that, you know, you do a restricted. If you're doing intensity, 25 minutes, 4 to 5 to 6 times a week. You get a good diet going. You keep in mind what your body needs so that you're not on too much of a deficit, which again is going to lead to issues. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to get into what to add and subtract, sugar is one thing that you just, in life...
It's just a villain.
Yeah. It's a drug. You feel it when you put it in your mouth and your brain sparks. And you're like, okay. So sugar and junk food and processed food is something you want to eliminate. It triggers insulin. It triggers fat storage. So be careful about what you find your sugar in. So cereals and sauces and, you know, anything that you're getting out of a packet usually has sugar disguised in different forms and under different names. So try to make your food at home.
So we are running out of time. So basically what we're saying is, so it's all a nutrition thing. You need to look at what you're eating. And you want to go clean, but what happens generally is if you were to say to me, okay, Khalid, now you need to go clean for your PCOS, generally what I'll do is I'll go home and do it all at once. You know what I mean? Because I'll be enthusiastic. I'll be, for the first 3 days, I'm just going to try and eat it clean. But what should they just do it? I mean, we need to do it slow, but how?
It depends. It depends. Different people work different ways. Yeah. I am the sort of person personally who wants to do everything in one go, and that works for me. It does work for some people. Okay. And for some people, step by step sort of things work. So whichever kind of person you are, I do have, like I was saying, a bit of a document that I've put together that has your life solutions in there that have worked for me and for my friends and my clients. So I'm putting that out there. We're just developing an interface so that you can get a hold of it. Okay. It allows you to contemplate all the ways in which you can clean up your lifestyle and deal with your PCOS. Again, I'm saying that the dealing with the PCOS is just a supplement to having a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. So if you're following a protocol like this, then you'll just be living, hopefully, better, longer, more style.
Now, if people want to get in touch with you, where can they go?
My number is all over the internet.
Okay, just search for Nusrat Hidayatullah.
So you will find me on Instagram quite easily. If I don't respond immediately, poke at me so that I do, and you can WhatsApp me. I'm pretty good with that. I would love to be a part of anyone's PCOS journey that would have me be a part of theirs.
Thanks, Nusrat. Appreciate it. Nusrat Hidayatullah joining us this morning as part of PCOS Awareness Month. Thank you. Always good to see you.
Great to be here. I hope your PCOS is sorted the next time we meet.
I think I'll be better the next time. And thank you for joining me this morning, this Defense Day, 6th of September. Also, by the way, please do make duas for Abd Ali Saab's family. And Abd Ali Saab is no longer with us. He passed away yesterday. He was suffering from liver disease. Our prayers and thoughts and duas with him and his family. Today, Defense Day, just want to remember some of the heroes from 1965. You're all our heroes. Major Raja Aziz Bhatti Shaheed, M.M. Alam, Group Captain Cecil Chaudhry, Major General Iftikhar Janjua, Lieutenant General Abdul Ali Malik, Air Vice Marshal Eric Gordon Hall, Captain Muhammad Akram, Shabbir Sharif, Muhammad Hussain Janjua, and all of you are our heroes and part of our Defense Day this morning as we stand together with our Kashmiri brethren. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you bright and early on Wednesday. Because of Ashura, we won't be broadcasting the Morning Jam. We'll be back on Wednesday, straight after Ashura. Take good care of yourselves, leaving you with Erai Haq Ke Shahido. May your news be good news. Pakistan, Zindabad.